It's a paranoid day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for the bunking. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? No masters, no gods in the neighborhood. A wonderful day for resistance. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. I have always wanted a neighbor just like you to do all the things revolutionaries do. So, fighting the evil on this wonderful day. And since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. How are you today, folks? Greetings, 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 all people, no matter anarchist or not. Welcome to Mr. Williams' neighborhood. Well, I guess we could say Delinquent Studios presents Mr. Williams' neighborhood as we're being shown on Mainframe Media. And I think we've already explained why, but just in case for those who may not know, for some strange reason, and I can seem to find no indicators. As to any notifications, any emails as to exactly what the copyright infringement was. But it just seems that all of a sudden I'm just unable to live stream at this point for the foreseeable couple of month future. So as I already have Mainframe Media, and as that does not violate their requirements of not creating another channel, as a sort of go around to that channel. As a sort of go around to that channel, excuse me. I already had this established well before I established Delinquent Studios, and so therefore I have every right to broadcast whatever I fucking like. Oops. Do apologize, folks. Got a little worked up. But let's just get off of that and just know that all live stream programming will be streamed at this particular. This will be the hub for right now of what I will be handling at this point. So let's get and take a look here, folks. Check it out. Check it out, folks. We have a tomato. We have our first tomato that's really ripening at this point, folks. We're really making this happen. We might need to water a little bit, but yeah, just might need to put a little bit more water in it. Seeing the leaves are just a little bit brown, but we're gonna tend to that. Get some progress here, folks. You gotta try. If you can, please try. And let's just get back to some do-it-yourself things, folks. Let's try this out. Let's do a couple of do-it-yourself things that a person such as a modern anarchist, such as myself, might endeavor into. Now, I talked to you, or I may have talked on another show before, where I spoke on a particular traffic ticket that I have for allegedly running a stop sign. How do you do that? How's that a DIY situation, Mr. Williams? You might think. Well, here's how that works. The DIY situation is that the conventional wisdom, you get yourself a lawyer. You get a lawyer, you get them out there to fight, to fight the situation for you and everything like that, of course. But what if you could just easily, technology and everything has made it so easy, why can't you do that yourself? Why can't you go out there and why can't you go out there and simply, like I've done? What I've done here is I went and I took pictures of the area myself, took pictures of the stop sign, took pictures of the preceding area and how that works in accordance to my case. Took pictures, even took pictures of the road that I've been traveling and what type of vision you would get. I even gave a more deliberate a more deliberate view of the area where I made the stop at the stop sign to show that even at this angle, it's still hard to see enough of the car to really be able to make a determination unless you're really concentrated and focused on it. Much less if you're going straight ahead on an inside lane, it's going to be very difficult for you to see, even more so. So, yeah, we're going to, that's do it yourself right there, folks. Here's another one, for example. Here's another fun thing that we have to deal with as modern people, modern adults today, and modern anarchists. Here's what I had to deal with. Okay. Recently had to pay bills, folks. You have to have accounts and bank accounts and things like that, and you have to pay these companies. So I went to pay a bill, paid it days ago. But then Monday, Tuesday, I'm one of those people who do one of those fringe jobs, one of those fringe, saying future jobs and whatnot, or, things like that. So I don't get paid the way conventional people get paid. I don't have a 40-hour a week work schedule or anything like that. Overtime, I get out there, I work when I want, and, I can make as much as I want. Bonuses happen all the time. So you just never know, when a bonus might come in, and things like that. So I thought money was there, available to me to take care of and pay another bill. Not order out, not do anything like that, but to pay yet another bill to make sure that we were good and covered. Somehow, federal law states seems it's the thing about the government and how they involve themselves and why, and it doesn't seem like in cahoots, but we can have a real life story here, folks, and I can let you know in my neighborhood how the outside world likes to creep in and play its little games. So basically, for those of you who don't know, if you pay a bill and you entrust a company with your account information, even so myself, I mean, I'm entrusting an automated system to take my account information. And then they have a hold by federal law. They hold it for 2 days. Okay. Seems reasonable. We're going to hold it. We're going to make sure that nothing else touches it, so you have the ability to take it out, no issues, no nada. That doesn't happen. And then, so when the 2 days expire, then this company still has 30 days after that 2-day hold by federal law. They still have 30 days after that point, at which at any time within that 30-day period, they can just decide to charge your account at the most inopportune time, never knowing whether you have the money in, never knowing whether, whether this happened, that happened, another thing that has to be taken care of, a possible automatic withdrawal that has to be taken care of. You can't stop that. And why would you, especially if you don't know that they're still waiting 30 days to take money out of your account? You're screwed. They're going to screw you in some way, shape, or form. And that when that happens, oh yeah, now you're going to sit back. They'll pay it at this point, even though certain things are in place, certain systems are in place that are designed to not have that happen. They'll pay it and then penalize you for it. And see, that's where sometimes you have to be informed. You have to know your enemy. You have to know the corporations. You have to know the state. You have to know the games that they play, and you have to know what ways you can ways you can combat that. It's important. It's very important. Watching, watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And that's the thing about being a kid. You see the things that you see the things that make you shine as a young kid, to where you lock into that. And it's just it's amazing. But what's even more amazing is how this man says, you know what? People don't I hear about things. I hear about it. Here's how I'm gonna do that. He didn't do it in a way I'm gonna talk and you're gonna be this and you're gonna be that. And we need to do this and we need to do that. You know what he said? He simply said he simply went down and said, you know what? I'm cooling my feet. I'm cooling my feet here out in this little kiddie pool. It's hot. It's a hot day. I'm cooling my feet. Officer, what I'm saying? The guy who plays the officer in his neighborhood comes around, who's African American, and he's hot. He offers to allow him to cool himself and cool his feet in his kiddie pool. Coolest thing ever. Just amazing, even more amazing the way he spoke about certain things. Because it happens, folks. Your kids, the news is around, your parents are watching the news. They see things. We saw things. I saw things. Things happen in life that you cannot just ignore. You just can't ignore it. As much as my mom loved Marvin Gaye, okay, and for Marvin Gaye to be killed by his own father like that in the prime of his career, that seemed to hurt my mother to the core. I've never seen her so sad. Only other time I've seen her sad, but she was way more sad than that. Trust me, was when my grandmother passed. She was really heartbroken on that one, and she was heartbroken about Marvin Gaye too. And the point is that sometimes life happens and you can't shade it. My grandmother's death was not something that could be shaded, was not something that could be just talked away or just not discussed. It happens. And Mr. Rogers did enough to talk about those things that make people fearful. People shooting, guns, war, you hear about it. You go, as you get older and you go to school and you hear in history, you hear about war and death and what happens to people. Bombings and shootings. I mean, you hear about it. There's no way you can get older and basically take a history lesson and not hear about some war that had to happen in order for people to be free or to progress or to move forward. So it was but the way he did it was in such a way that it wasn't, this is the way, and I think this, and I think this person's wrong or that person's wrong. He spoke about it in a way of, I don't like what's happening. And you speak about certain conflicts and you talk about it in a way that you try as best you can to make people understand that situation. And I think that's very honorable. It's awesome to teach a lesson that says, hey, if you see somebody out there who's a different color than you, don't be afraid to sit in the pool with them. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm okay. I did it. Look at what I've done. I've done it and I'm okay. That's awesome. And I think that it was a great lesson for me to learn. To not think, oh, wow, I don't know what's happening, folks.
Awesome. I've done it. I'm okay. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Send a voicemail, press 2.
Well, all right, folks. Now you see, try as we might, and maybe a part of me, channeling a little bit of, Mr. Fred Rogers, thought it would be okay to thought it would be okay maybe to see, you know, what progress could be made in another situation. But such is life. Anyway, but I guess the other point that I was going to try to make with the other situation with the bank account is that, folks, when you have to live in this world, sometimes you have to be able to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you can't always hire someone, hire a lawyer, or hire this person or that person, or financial advisor, in order to help you see certain things or help you handle certain things in a certain way. Sometimes you just have to be knowledgeable enough about your situation to be able to handle it in a way that is, most appropriate. You know, the thing is, the thing about it is, you just don't want, you don't want to. I think being a modern anarchist at this time is not about. It's about showing people that it's not always about. hmm. Wow. Well, you have to speak words, folks. The phone's answered, but we're not going to get anything done. I think I said this. I think I said this statement before on air, um, and it's not cryptic. It's just what it is. That nothing is going to be solved on air. I can guarantee you that. And trust me, I heard the delay. I heard the delay. Okay, so I absolutely know. I heard the delay. So someone is clearly recording and clearly clearly either you're trying to record it either for content that you're doing, a pre-recorded show that you're doing. Not no time for that. So folks, bottom line is that you have to know your own account and you have to know, what certain rules and regulations are being used against you. And that way you can turn them around and use them against them. That's what I did. That's what I did. I ultimately turned, but ultimately I turned a situation that was that was a negative balance on my account and basically turned it to a positive balance. Not that I was giving any money, but the negative balance was shored up because you have to show people that you're not going to be pushed around and that you're knowledgeable enough to where you're not going to be just kind of outmaneuvered, because that's just not the way it works. So let's get back to where we were before. Hopefully we're in the same place. Let's see. We were at gender role. Okay. All right, folks. What do you think? Why do you think some toys and activities are considered either masculine or feminine? Oh, because classically basketballs, footballs, baseballs were something that only men would do until you had softball and women were playing softball. And a lot of those women were pretty dynamic pitchers, what I'm saying, softball pitchers. They could really send that ball flying these days. You know, MMA, boxing was considered a more male oriented. Any of the, and see, and so basically those activities, so more so of the more aggressive, more combat type of activities, wrestling, things like that, it just all becomes a situation to where though, that's where, that's more of a male type of situation. Women want to cheerleading. That's a considered more female. So if you're a guy being a cheerleader, and automatically, and I'm telling you, people will go immediately. Not even so much that okay, you're not a great athlete, but then again, in order to do those pyramids and hold these real up, you do have to be strong somewhat. But okay, whatever. Some of those guys who are cheerleaders are even being looked at as that automatically they have to be seen as gay. That's another, thing with that even goes even beyond the more male and female oriented activities. That even, I mean, it even tries to even take you out of being. I mean, but it's the same thing on the female side. If you're a female boxer, mixed martial artist, then you automatically you're being seen as a lesbian. Now, now, are some of those women lesbians? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, they are. Some of them are lesbians. Some of them aren't. Okay. Some of them. Now you might say, well, okay, the girls who are heterosexual, they're probably already married, like Ronda Rousey. Exactly. No, Ronda Rousey is not a lesbian. She's married to Travis Brown. She's married to heavyweight, I'm saying, heavyweight contender, Travis Brown, I'm saying, Hawaiian, excuse me, the Hawaiian sensation there. Part of the Hawaiian, I'm saying, heat wave that swept, I'm saying, that swept the, I'm saying, mixed martial arts over the next few years. So I would say that I would look at it this way. Let me try to think of this as a male. Okay. Anyway, folks, I'm just going to take this for a moment here and just say, folks, think about this. Okay. For guys who have seen a lot of boxing matches, a lot of mixed martial arts matches in their day. Okay. And seen weigh-ins. You see how how the weigh-ins go with these guys, especially mixed martial arts. These guys are stripping down to their underwear a lot of times to make sure they make weight. Now, people, guys, real guys out there who like women. See, because the other guys who are gay, they're already set. They're already getting what they want at the weigh-in. But we get what we want at the weigh-in. You get these slim fit, I mean, beautiful women stripping down, some of them in bikinis, okay, doing the weigh-in. How is that not awesome? All the tattoos. I mean, how is that not awesome? How can that not be what you want? How can that not be what you enjoy? Mm, mm. You know what? I will answer that one. You know what? I will take a timeout and I will answer that one. Okay. Check them out. Tell me what you think about this. You are one of the creators of the Nothing Network, aren't you? The answer, I would have said yes. I would have said yes, but as I found out some months ago, no, I am not the creator of the Nothing Network. This nothing concept has been there years before me. So no, technically I'm not. I'm just a person. I'm just one of the people who were, I guess, who selected to be a part of the cast, I guess, at that particular point. So it is what it is. That's the truth. I have to take it. I have to take that. I have to take that one. I have to take that one square in the gut myself. So, hmm. Well, challenge might be accepted. I'm an adventurous person. Challenge may be accepted, but let's see. We're doing things here, but let's see other gender activities that would be looked at. Hooters waitress, Hooters waitress. Okay, Rockette. more female oriented activity. You wouldn't. I don't think guys want to see male Rockettes. So I mean, you kind of have that. So now, what are some toys or activities that you don't associate with any gender? Skip it. The skip it, the bop it's, the Simon from back in the day, Operation, Operation, wow, kickball, kickball. That's another one. Hide and go, hide and seek, freeze tag. I mean, there's tons of them, you know. Hmm, amazing. But anyway, folks, let's move on. I mean, that's just me being a smartass. I know that there's certain other toys and activities that are definitely not. I don't think tennis. Yeah, I definitely think tennis is another sport or activity, toy, things like that. I would definitely say a jump rope would be another one. There's definitely a lot of things, but I think also, folks, I think it's an interesting question for you to pose to yourself and think, what toys do you feel like shouldn't have any? Shouldn't I feel like basketball shouldn't have any gender specific, attachment to it. Basketball can be played by either gender. I also feel like boxing has now become that thing. Um, Boxing, MMA also. I think it's also becoming that thing to where it is not attached to a certain males and females are out there. Pro wrestling has always been a activity, sport, entertainment, whatever that was never attached. Now, though the chances, the respect have not been given quite in equal manner, but hopefully we're working on that. But they got to do more as far as showing themselves as a bigger draw and not just mean girl games. I mean, we really have to up that ante. But let's go to H real quick. Not H will here, but no, hierarchy. H is for hierarchy, a systematic tool for organizing people or things for the purposes of assigning order and importance, achieving a goal, or deconstructing and understanding a concept or issue. How do you organize your daily activities? How do you and your family make decisions? Okay, that is very interesting. And I would certainly like, oh my, my. Now that is funny. Time out. Game. Oh, car. Okay. Um, we need to know what you think about these people. I think they are government. Oh no! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll show that. Um, of course they are. Of course they're ripping off the podcast. Oh wow! Come on. It's funny. No. Like I said, I've already explained it. We already know who the hierarchy is. We already know who's at the top of this Ponzi scheme. Come on. We already know. I just you know it is what it is, folks. I just got out before the bottom fell out. Oh, oh, goody goodness, folks. The neighborhood sometimes you would think that we were so small time that no one would want to would want to bother us. But what can you do about life, man? What can you do about this life? Oh boy, 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 boy. Oh my, come on.
Yeah, I recognize his face. He's one of those. Sometimes he's that guy. They have people like that. I remember they had a commercial either on TNT or TBS. It was like that guy actor. We respect that guy actor.
Oh my god! It looks like a cigarette. It look, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, oh my god. I oh. Oh my, that was almost enjoyable. To see them smoking that cigarette. They were smoking a cigarette. See, everything that their show is, it's like, what is this? I can't even describe. It's, you know what? It's so lame, right? It's so lame that I feel like I will become lame explaining it to you, explaining what I just saw. I feel like I would be lame in doing that. Like, seriously. Like, it's just. Oh wow, that is funny. That is funny. Oh, I saw that before. Folks, I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist, folks. Maybe one of these times, maybe another time, because this right here, this is a weird part of the neighborhood, folks. Have we ventured out and didn't know it? Warring entities, from what I hear. That's what I hear outside of the neighborhood. That this is two people that are having a. I mean, certainly copyright infringement and things like that. LLCs, from what I'm hearing, folks. I'm hearing there are LLCs involved, but because maybe there because maybe there's a Nothing Network and a Bizarro. Who knows? Who knows? But it's not my bag, folks. It's not my deal. That's not my deal. I have to say, it's not really my deal. But I will say, how do my family? Of course, we're not so much a hierarchy, but we are there's an agreement that's set. Okay, because I constantly speak to my kids about this all the time as they've gotten older. You want to work, you want to try to earn money, and you want to try to be able to contribute into the house. Then and you have certain levels of involvement to your decision making. We learn to respect because again, we were teenagers. We've grown up. We understand we understand what it was like to want to grow up and have our own freedoms and be able to move beyond the grasp of our parents. So we try to respect that, and we try to consider that when we make certain decisions. We try to get their input when we make certain decisions, but certain decisions we don't, because as we are the ones who are financing the entire situation, and as their agreement, they want to be able to keep their money and do what they want to do with their money. Awesome. Hmm. Hello.
Mrs. Williams?
This hold on one moment, please.
Okay.
And Maz was calling.
This is Shannon with HRSD Financial Wellness Program.
All right, one moment. Well, folks, that was not who I thought it was at all. And that was not who I thought it was at all. But I would definitely say that in our situation, it's not a complete rule. We rule, you do what we say type of situation, because that was not ever what I wanted. I was always on the fast track. That once I saw as a young kid that if certain things were met, what I'm saying, were exchanged between my mother and myself, that it gained me a little bit more peace. It gained me a little bit more freedom, a little bit more leniency. You know, there was trust there. That once she realized, okay, I could watch Porky's when I was a kid. I could watch Revenge of the Nerds and things like that. And then she realized that I was not going to be out there, imitating that bullshit that was up there. It was fun. It's funny. It's hijinks, but I don't go out there. I understand that that's a movie. That's people playing into certain things. That's not what I need to be doing right now. And then once you realize that, and when she realized that I could do that, once she realized that, hey, he could go to the little pool hall that was a little ways from my house, that had a little video arcade, it's a little sectioned off in there also, that I could go there and be trusted to come back. It just strengthened the bond. It strengthened her being able to say, I could trust him to be more independent. I could trust him to go to baseball and football practice on his own, on his bike, and he'll be cool. He won't get into anything else. He'll keep focused and he'll go exactly where he's going. That's are those things that helps. Oh, okay, hold on. That's what they have been saying. So is this you saying you are behind them and not Todd, who is behind the New Nothing Network? Look, hey. I don't know why they want me to keep saying this. I guess that's fun for them. It's fine. See, this is the whole thing. Create now we want to create memories. Now we want to create history. Now we want to create more. I don't know, man. It's it's troubling. It's troubling. But at any rate, like I was saying, at this point, hmm, at any rate, folks, let's just you know what? I just got to. I may have to take a commercial break in just a second, but I will go ahead and finish this one out. I will say that my wife and I, we definitely don't want to be tyrants. Being a parent is not about being a tyrant. It's not about being a controller or jailer or anything like that. It's not about being their first taste of government life or being the state. What um what I am is um a guide, some guidance, a mentor, a long-term mentor, a relative, the closest relative you're going to ever have, the relative that helped to create your life. But I'm not your jailer. I'm someone that's helping you to gain your footing, so you can walk, so you can figure out who I want to be in this life. What ways do I need to go in order to obtain the dreams that I have? That type of thing. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be your oppressor. That's who I am. That's who I want to be as a parent to my kid. But you have to understand that we live a certain way. We don't like to involve the state, the police, the government, social services, and all this other crap that we don't need. We don't want anything to do with. We don't want to invite them in. And when you're doing certain things that are going to give us negative attention, you're inviting them in. And it just becomes ridiculous. And so we can't have that. And so that's why I feel like until the state recognizes them as adults at 18 years old, we're helping them to guide them to the best decisions. We don't tell them how to live their lives. We don't tell them, who they're going to be and what they're going to be. But we're just trying to help them steer clear of the state as best we can. This is what we are trying to do as their protectors, as their guidance, and things like that. We're trying to help them learn how to maneuver in this world. So our hierarchy is more of, is a hierarchy based on experience. Okay. Based on experience and rites of passage. Right now, they're not at the point to where they're 18 years old. They're recognized by the state as an adult. Once they reach that rite of passage, there's not a whole lot that we can say to them. But when you're asking your parents to help you maybe with school, to help you, with tuition, whatever, then yeah, there's certain say so we're gonna have. It's just the way that works. It's certain deals and certain things, but you're free to negotiate. That's life. We want to help you move on into the real life, into the real world. So that's how our hierarchy works. We're more of guidance and mentors, and we expect certain things that the state are going to expect. Now let's see. Don't know where I would be sent anything, but let's see. But let's see right now, folks. I'm going to take a little bit of, a little commercial break here. So let's just try to see. Did we do some time traveling? I think we did. Let's see Big Easy Moscow. That's an interesting title. Big Easy Moscow. Let's try that one out and see how that goes. All right, and we'll be right back. Wow, that was extremely interesting. I would say. I hope you would say the same thing. I guess a little bit of New Orleans and a little bit of Russia. I call bullshit, but hey, oops, I do apologize, folks. I mean, because this one is meant to be a little bit, tamer as far as that type of stuff goes. But sometimes, Tourette's, Tourette's. Alrighty. Info Shop, folks. Info Shop is a place where you can go to find radical books and zines. Learn, well, what I'm saying? It's basically sort of like magazines, but not quite. It's sort of like a fringe type of magazine that can be done different ways, so, learn about local events, attend workshops and readings, and sometimes even catch punk rock shows. What was the last book you read? What was it about? Where did you go to find out? Where do you go to find out what is happening in your community? Normally, I would go to Facebook because honestly, because I constructed Facebook to be more of my sort of, more personal, more homegrown sort of situation where it's mostly of my friends who I've known from high school and maybe even beyond high school, things like that. And also just kind of keeping up with things going on in my own state. So yeah, a lot of times I find out what's going on at different concerts and different things like that, which is how I was able to catch the latest Nas and Mary J. Blige tour, or if I'm a gentleman, Mary J. Blige and Nas, concert. It was definitely enjoyable. It definitely felt like you were getting to this point where okay, we kind of had a jazz festival crowd coming in. It kind of felt like okay, I get that for the and I guess it was to be expected when you had the Mary J crowd coming in, some of the women who like Mary J, what I'm saying, since they was like teenagers before and whatnot, or what have you, and then they just grown up and, it just wasn't quite that way for me. But Nas, that was a different thing. I was a little kid in the 90s, man, loving Nas, preteen, going into my teenage years in the 90s, man, loving Nas and whatnot, and so I felt like it would be more of some of that type of crowd in there, but just it was kind of a unique situation. I was surprised, not disappointed, but just surprised. And speaking of which, when you think about your work and how you earn money, we have a job. One, work that one does in exchange for money. Many people work a job 8 or more hours of the day, drastically reducing the number of hours they have to enjoy life with their family and friends. What is the difference between work you do for fun and work you do because someone tells you to? I think it's a matter of the job you decide to seek out or the career you decide to seek out. What do you think would happen if everyone suddenly quit their jobs? Wow. It would definitely, it would, it's people have tried it. Everyone? Wow. All the lower level working people, cubicle people, as shown in this picture here. Wow. It's hard to say. I think corporation would definitely be sent to a tizzy, for a little bit. Who knows? Oh, Let's see here. Let's see. We don't want to overstay our welcome here, folks, but wow. K is for kabouter, a Dutch word for gnome, and also the name taken by a group of Dutch anarchists who used pranks, civil disobedience, and sabotage to expose problems like police brutality. Interesting. Housing shortages, and the destruction of the environment. The kabooters became so popular that people even voted them to serve in the local city council. Wow. If you thought something was wrong with your community, how could you tell people about it? I mean, me myself as an anarchist journalist, I don't play into the politic games. I don't care who it affects. I don't have any allegiance or alliance to the Bobby Scotts of the world, or to the, you know what I'm saying, McKinley, or to the, you know what I'm saying, William McKinley's, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. I don't have any, even though Michael Vick, is someone who, so I was around, we played football together, but just because of that doesn't mean if Tina Vick is not serving the city the way she should be, that doesn't mean I'm going to act like she is. And that doesn't matter. So that's the way that I do. I don't hold any allegiances. I don't hold any, any special slants towards any government, towards any sort of political side, or anybody who's decided to become a politician. You screw up, you do people wrong, you do people dirty, as with Aaron Brooks and what's being done, around here, you know, I'm not going to spare you. That's how I contribute. That's how I show and tell the community what's wrong, and what's an example of a prank that could help inform, educate, or amuse people. Hmm. An example, huh? Maybe videotaping a cardboard box besides one of the properties that, since somebody who was in real estate before and then became part of the city council, conflict of interest, you know Tina Vick. How about putting up a cardboard box by one of the properties that she oversees, and saying, and maybe showing a video saying, hey, or maybe having a caption saying, still better than living in one of those apartment complexes. Who knows? Just maybe, what I'm saying, maybe having someone come in there, and actually act like they're going to, rent one of those, what I'm saying, apartments, and really show people what it looks like completely. Maybe that's another way that, what I'm saying, to help do that. But let's see here. Okay. Well, folks, I guess to answer this pop culture question or what have you, you know, um, okay. Now, the question that's being posed to me, hilariously, is who is this little Nas X, and why is everyone calling him Nas? Um, I'm not sure why everyone's calling him Nas. Not sure why. Not sure why, because perhaps magazines are idiots, and media. So most media are idiots, and they think they can do stuff like that. I mean, why not? Why not? Why not? You know, why not try to erase? Why not try to erase history by sort of acting like But when you look at the charts, when you pull up the information, you can say, Nas, you can even say, you know what? Let's do that right now. That's one challenge I will take. That's one challenge I will take real quick. How about we do this? I will go onto Google right now and I will simply put the name Nas in, and let's see what we get. Okay. Now, in a whole little section here that has several images, the Wikipedia comes up, and Google, thing comes up here that has Nas, American rapper, NasirJones.com, available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and then we go into his Wikipedia. Now, when you see Nas, Lil Nas X, that's what you see. You just simply don't see Nas. So people who may put that in because they may haven't got all of that, or decide not to put all that in, and they figure that's easier, they're still going to find that when they show this guy and his cowboy hat and all his ruffles and tassels and everything like that, that it's Lil Nas X. So unless they start trying to act like he's just simply calling himself Nas now, you know, like I said, Rolling Stone, a lot of these magazines now, or forever long, they can try impugning on the history that is hip hop. But that's why people like me are here, because I'll make sure that we decipher all of the nonsense. This is why Rolling Stone, the Rolling Stone should have never been depended upon to be like that beacon, or that connection, or that real connection to hip hop. Let's So that's just my situation. What I would say is this: I find music very interesting. Music is not an age thing. Music is not a quality, and sometimes not even an era thing. So if the era is strong enough to where it can stamp down, it's who knows how people feel about Lord these days. Put it to you like that example. Who knows what people feel about Lord and her stamp and what she's put down as it pertains to, I don't know, Alessia, Alessia Cara. Who knows? Music is interesting like that. The 90s, all I can say is, folks, to my knowledge, hip hop was never about sexuality. All I'm going to say is, that's what I'm going to say. That hip hop was never about sexuality to me. That there were rumors. There were rumors when I was a kid coming up about Queen Latifah being gay. There were long-standing rumors when I was a teenager about Queen Latifah being gay, about MC Light being gay. But their skills were not were not based on whether they wanted to be with me or not. Oh, every girl, every female that I like has to want to be with me in order for me to like her music. That's just not the way it works. You know. Yeah, I'm sure as this person may know, and is trying to take over the show. But yeah, it's over. But I am married. I am married with, a couple of kids here. So, I mean, I'm married to a woman for the last 18 years. Okay, take it as you want. Okay. But anyway, so married to Tiana, we're very happy. Love you, babe. All right. And anyway, but as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I'm concerned, I never felt like, okay, like for example, Oaktown 357. I can like as far as Oaktown 357, they were a couple of attractive girls, tight spandex outfits that they would wear, a lot of pumping, a lot of the pioneering of twerking. But their skills were okay. You know, I definitely, I definitely say their skills were okay, but it didn't make me like them. There's no way I'm gonna like their skills. They can look good. You can look good and not be that great of a rapper. There may be some females who feel like a guy looks good, but maybe not feel like, okay, I'm gonna buy his music though. I don't really like his music. It's just the way certain things are. It's just make some interesting points, sir. Hmm. You do make some interesting points. So you are. Okay, folks. All I can say is that hip hop is sort of a weird turn that we've taken. Because think about it in terms of this. Guys were so macho. Now the same guys were so macho who might dig hip hop, who might dig country, who might not like that this guy Lil Nas X is engaging in both hip hop and country. Okay? Now those two entities of macho guys might love MMA. And these same guys would not want to see females, doing mixed martial arts. Meaning that they wouldn't want to see females at the weigh-in. I mean, they only want to see guys at the weigh-in. I mean, they only want to see guys wrapped up with each other, wrestling around on a mat. You know, I'm not a rapper, but if I was, I don't think I would catch the cooties as a result. But at any rate, folks, I would just have to say that that honestly, that honestly, those same guys only want to see guys doing mixed martial arts. I can tell you, I've enjoyed so much seeing women do the ground game. At certain points, it's been kind of hot. I'm just saying. At certain points, it's been kind of hot. Now, respect dictates me to let you know and acknowledge that those women are fighters. They train hard. They go at it. You know what I'm saying? They give a lot in order to show that they're really serious about this. And so they should be respected on that length. But they are good looking, fit women. When they get down there on that ground and they start rolling around, I mean, it's kind of hot. I'm just saying. and I'm a heterosexual male. I'm a heterosexual male, and if you just wait for it long enough, you'll get the questions answered. But I'm a heterosexual male, and I enjoy seeing women in bikinis. And if they're at a weigh-in going face to face and they're fit and they're in the, I enjoy the hell out of that. I don't think, I believe that if women decided one day in the lingerie football league that they did not want to wear that type of outfits, those type of uniforms to play football, and they decided they want to do something else, like maybe wear the same type of pants that the guys wear, cool with me. But if they're okay with wearing what they wear out there, I guess I'm okay with it too. And I'm going to enjoy it and say, give you the respectful golf clap and say kudos to that. So I just have to say, you guys, you might want to check your sexuality on that mixed martial arts end. If you seem to be so macho about guys in hip hop and in country being not gay, but yet you only want to see guys doing mixed martial arts, if that's you, if you're a guy who enjoys either hip hop or country and also enjoy mixed martial arts, and yet you want to see straight guys be country singers and hip hop artists, but only want to see guys in mixed martial arts, you may want to rethink the whole I'm heterosexual thing. Just saying. Just trying to help you out here, folks. Just trying to help you out. Gender roles, folks. Just trying to help you out. Just dealing with that gender role thing again. With a woman, is that a thing? Is like, are you saying that, a female hip hop artist is not the same? I don't know, folks. I would just say, for those of you who have any doubts on that, I would say make the mistake that Tyler the Creator and an old boy Fat Trail, something like that. Make the mistake that they made and challenge and take on Rod Digger. Go after Jean Grey. Another well-skilled hip hop. Go after Lauryn Hill. Go after them if you really feel like you want to do that. Do your worst. You'll find out. It's not a female male thing. It's a skill thing. Hip hop is not a female male thing. It's a skill thing. Do you have the skills? See, and this is where the thing gets interesting. Is that, it's hip hop. Lil Nas X is hip hop. Okay. To me, it's mainstream rap. Okay, that's how I look at it. It's mainstream rap, and mainstream rap, accommodates all of, accommodates all that flamboyance, accommodates all of that, all of that. There's no, what rapping is going on? See, it's just a new wave. That's that whole thing. So it's not a sexual thing. It's not a sexual identity thing. It's just mainstream rap and hip hop are different. Mainstream rap and hip hop are different. And I don't have any issue. That's the thing. And see, and that's the thing. That's why I made my decision long before that. And I feel fine with it. I made my decision that I did not like Old Town Road because I did not like the mixture of country and rap. I don't like it. It's not good. It doesn't fit well. Maybe because of where I'm from. Maybe I have some issues. Maybe I have some issues with Southern, rap and things like that. But I have a great respect for Outkast, Goody Mob, UGK, 8 Ball, MJG. I have a great respect for these guys. So, you know, Ghetto Boys, of course, I just have a great respect for these groups. So, Dungeon Family, all of that, so it's not the same, it's not like that. But there's some, it is what it is. I don't like the whole thing of trying to really go country and then rap or try to act like you're doing some semblance of a rap. That to me is more mainstream rap stuff. And, that's cool. It has nothing to do with that guy could have been straight and that would have been fine. And I still would have felt like it's mainstream rap. A guy can be gay. If put it to you like this, let me take it a whole nother way around here. KRS-One could be gay. Who gives a fuck? Rakim could be gay. Who gives a fuck? Nas could be gay. The actual Nas could be gay. Who gives a fuck? Queen Latifah can be a lesbian. MC Light, who gives a fuck? Bahamadia does not matter. Who cares? Jean Grey, one of my crushes, one of my all-time crushes, Jean Grey could be lesbian. I would not care. Yes, would I be a little ego bruised? But, otherwise, okay, this got really interesting here. Really interesting. Okay, but anyway, sorry, I got a little distracted. But at any rate, folks, yeah, but otherwise, it would not make me feel like I don't like her anymore. She's not skilled anymore, anything like that. I think that's what you have to ask yourself. If some of your favorite all-time favorite artists were gay, would that make you say Elton John is no lesser of a legendary great artist, because he's gay? Neither neither for Sam Smith, neither for Freddie Mercury. They were great, they were geniuses. That doesn't make me feel any sort of way about them, period. I think this is where life is, folks. People just have to understand that certain things weren't about that. Race, gender, it shouldn't have been. That's why I have to be honest. At one point I was going to watch this Unsung. There's an episode of shows on a certain channel called Unsung, where they sort of profile groups, artists, individuals, that they felt like were not totally being looked at, not totally being honored for, their contributions, and their level of skill and achievement as they should have been. One of those was Brand Nubian. I was going to watch it, and then I decided not to because of Lord Jamar. Because someone who I feel like is part of the fabric of hip hop, in the history of hip hop, to say that, white rappers and whatnot didn't have a place when the Beastie Boys were an absolute gigantic contributor to the history of hip hop. It, yeah, it used to be. I used to love that. Used to love Brand Nubian. Goes around. See, what goes around comes back around, folks. You showing a lot of people a lot of shade, apparently, Lord Jamar, and it's not right. It's not right. The Beastie Boys are a white group. Now, I'll admit my wrong. The Beastie Boys, I felt like, were a punk rock group that was making fun of hip hop. I was so wrong. They weren't that. They weren't that at all. They were guys who really wanted to push it forward and really wanted to draw people and really wanted to draw, other races Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that. Racists are icky caca. But but yeah, the Beastie Boys were definitely someone who I'll always, right alongside with Run DMC. Run DMC and Beastie Boys were, I feel like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and Def Jam was what I felt like really gave that real foundation to helping hip hop be on its way to being like a global music thing here. And I think that bringing together of Run DMC being willing to take the chances that they took, and you know getting up with with Aerosmith and things like that. The Beastie Boys and what they were able to do, being these sort of wild, hard partying, drunk punk rock kids that seem to want to do hip hop. They did some great things, and Def Jam was able to show them that a music label, saying centered around hip hop can really thrive, not only survive, but thrive and really become a global thing. And I think that's where it all happened. So for anyone to say that white people did not have a place in hip hop, I think you're absolutely wrong. I think anyone who says that is wrong. I don't care who you are. Lord Jamar, anybody. I don't care. If you're KRS-One, Rakim, anybody. If you say that white rappers do not have a place in hip hop and in the history of hip hop, then you're wrong. You're so wrong. And I think that is sort of weird that it goes right back to what I told you before about Mr. Rogers on a hot day, cooling his feet in the kiddie pool and inviting the officer of his neighborhood, who was African American, to come and put his feet in that same kiddie pool and cool his feet off and show him that it's okay. We're all good. We're all equal. That's what it was, man. The Beastie Boys were a pioneering group that, alongside a Run DMC, helped to bring, helped to bring hip hop to the masses, to more than just the urban neighborhoods, the poor, downtrodden neighborhoods, but bring it to a more global scale. They were big, big helpers in that. And they should be respected right alongside of Run DMC. And anyone who says any different is not anybody that I can respect, because those are facts. It can be proven, they can be shown. Those are facts. That when nobody else was doing it, when nobody else was out there selling records, when nobody else was out there making it happen, Run DMC was making it happen in their way, and Beastie Boys was making it happen in their way. And that cannot be shaded at all. So with that being said, I want to thank you for coming in. We spent a lot of time here. But the day's got to go on, and I will be seeing you a little bit later on, because we got to get done the other thing that we got to get done and keep things going on. But as of right now, I like you just the way you are. Black, white, Asian, Latino, Greek, whatever, folks. Arab does not matter. Like you for just who you are. And every day above ground is a great one. And it's a great feeling to know you're alive. It's a great feeling, a fire growing inside. Truth waking you up, make you say, I will fight against the tyranny today. It's a great feeling, a great, great feeling that I'll be back when the day is new. I'll have more info to share with you. You'll have conspiracies you'll want to figure out. And I will too. As I say in all my shows, folks. Well, of course we say enjoy the day. It's a great summer out here. I'm a summer and spring kid myself. So I enjoy this weather, even though you might see me sweat at certain points. Can't help that. Got the old ball hair here by choice. By choice. But anyway, I enjoy this way better than winter. Okay? But enjoy your day. Hopefully, you're in the last couple of hours and you can come home and relax with me. But otherwise, enjoy this day. Stay woke. Stay wary. Until next time, folks.